Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the New York Giants versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 4 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. We're 3 weeks into the season, so it's not the biggest sample size ever. However, there will always be little nuggets of truth in every sample of data you see, which could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you are new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So in terms of this matchup between the New York Giants and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when you look at the NFL stat basics, the NFL stat basics is sort of a litmus test for how well the offense is performing in terms of various data points, how the defense is performing in terms of various data points, and of course how special teams is performing in terms of various data points. And overwhelmingly, I wouldn't say overwhelming, but the Bucs are favored in this matchup because of various things, and I want to get into those various things. When you look at the total D score, which is the defense's ability to prevent first downs, it favors the Buccaneers in this particular matchup. When you look at the total O score, which is talking about the offense's ability to create first downs, it favors the Buccaneers overall. When you look at turnover percentage, the Bucs have actually had they've actually been very turnover prone versus the Giants. So that's one area where the Giants actually have advantages. But when it comes to preventing sacks, it's very much on the Bucs when it comes to preventing sacks. Overall, the Giants have been pretty average in terms of preventing sacks. When you look at offensive score percentage, heavily favors the Bucs. I mean, that's a big issue that the Giants have had this year, is they've not been able to put up enough points. If you can't put up points, you're not going to do much as an offense in the NFL. And on top of that, the Bucs defense, they're below average when it comes to preventing points, in terms of their defensive offensive score percentage. But the Giants are worse when it comes to preventing points as a defense. And it's not to say the Giants defense is bad on an individual level. I think they have a lot of good players. But I just think that it's the anemic offense just bleeds into the defense, in terms of preventing points. So I think a lot of that has to do with that. When it comes to creating turnovers, the Bucs have been much better when it comes to creating turnovers. The Giants have been much better when it comes to creating sacks than the Bucs. So this is actually a good thing. The Giants have had issues with sacks, and they're about to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, which doesn't create a lot of sacks compared to the rest of the NFL. So that actually is going to be sort of an interesting matchup to see how that develops. When you look at interception percentage, it favors the Bucs. When you look at special teams, overwhelmingly favors the Buccaneers when it comes to punt return yardage, way in the Bucs' favor. When it comes to kick return yardage, way in the Bucs' favor. When it comes to preventing punt return yardage, way in the Bucs' favor. When it comes to preventing kick return yardage, way in the Bucs' favor. So overwhelmingly, when it comes to yardage through special teams, the Buccaneers got it. They got it when it comes to that department. And then when you look at field goal percentage, pretty evenly matched. Extra point percentage is more so on the Giants versus the Bucs. And then when you look at punting average, pretty even between the two when it comes to punting average. So when you look at the overall stat, matchups, again, it favors the Bucs. It favors the Bucs because they've been able to put up more points. Their defense has been able to prevent more points, and special teams, heavy special teams favors. Again, people want to talk about all the issues that the Giants have on offense and some of the issues they have on defense, but that special teams is that's not good. You're not going to win a lot of football games if your special teams continues to play the way it's been playing over the last couple weeks. Then when you look at some other sort of matchups, so I'm not going to get too much into completion percentage sort of stuff. I'll just point out, most of the basic facts. When you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, they've been above average when it comes to first down situations, but second down and third down have been really where they're below average in terms of completion percentage. The Giants, on the other hand, have had really high completion percentage, whether you're talking first down, second down, or third down, but it hasn't really translated into points. It hasn't really turned into really efficient offensive drives, is the best way to put it, despite the completion percentage being so high. Then when you look at rushing situations, so this is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rushing offense versus the New York Giants rushing defense. It pretty much favors the Bucs offense. The Giants rushing defense has not been amazing this year when it comes to preventing first downs. And again, this is not about yardage. It's not about how many yards you allow as a defense. This is about your ability to prevent first downs from happening with the rush in crucial situations compared to the rest of the NFL. And so far, the Bucs have that advantage when it comes to that. And then when you look at the Giants' offense versus the Buccaneers' defense, the Buccaneers' defense has been pretty good in terms of as a rushing defense. They've been very good in terms of preventing, while the Giants' offense has had issues in terms of creating much of anything in terms of their rushing offense. And then when you look at passing, so this is first down conversion rate with the pass. Giants defense has suffered when it comes to second down situations and third down situations, where the Bucs have been pretty decent in terms of second down and third down conversion rate with the pass. Then when you look at the Giants offense, despite the Giants having a really high completion percentage in first down, second down, and third down situations, they've yet to hit above average when it comes to actually turning those completions into first downs. So this is really scary. You know, when you have an offense that has a really high completion percentage, and yet your ability to convert first downs in first down situations and second and third down situations is below average, that's a big red flag. So I think the advantage against the Bucs defense is on the side of the Giants. I mean, the Buccaneers pass defense has not exactly been amazing, but that is a very big red flag and speaks to some of the systemic issues with this offense, I think, as well. And then, of course, when you look at sack percentage, so this is the Buccaneers offense versus the Giants defense. Big key matchups, first down situations, second down situations. Most of the sacks that the Giants have been able to get as a defense have come in first down situations, whereas the Bucs have been fairly not good in terms of preventing sacks in first down situations, nor have they been decent in terms of preventing sacks in second down situations. So this is a key matchup to watch for the Giants. Is if they can sack Jameis Winston. I think that'll help their cause as a defense. And then, of course, when you look at the Giants offense versus the Buccaneers defense, most of the sacks that the Giants have been giving up have been in first down situations and second down situations. But the good thing is that the Bucs defense has not been very good in terms of creating sacks in first down situations or creating sacks in second down situations. In fact, the Bucs have been the worst defense in the NFL when it comes to creating sacks in second down situations, for the most part, because there is a lot of teams that, you know, have overlap there. But that's basically how things look right now. This could favor, this could be the first game where Eli doesn't have as much pressure as he's been having. I could be wrong. Noah Spence could go off and have a crazy game, but looking at the things right now, this might be the best situation for the Giants offense to actually get going and actually put up points and stuff like that, because of the weaknesses of the Buccaneers defense when it comes to actually getting sacks. Then when you look at interception ratio, the Giants offense versus Bucs defense, the Bucs have advantages when it comes to first down situations and third down situations. Most of the interceptions for the Giants have come in first down situations and second down situations. So those are areas where Eli needs to improve. The most is in those particular areas. And then when you look at Jameis Winston, so basically the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense versus the Giants defense, most of the interceptions for Jameis have come in second down situations and some in third down situations. But the Giants have not been very good in terms of creating interceptions for the most part as a defense. So that's definitely something to kind of watch in this game. So how do I feel about this matchup? Well, keep in mind that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers data I just showed you is only 2 weeks worth of data. And because it's only 2 weeks worth of data, I think you can't really draw a ton of conclusions. Nor do I think you should draw a ton of conclusions based on the 3 weeks worth of data. But I kind of want to side with the Giants here. The data favors the Bucs. I mean, that's the basic thing I want to leave you guys with. The data favors the Bucs tremendously. But I think a lot of the systemic issues that the Giants offense has had is in terms of pressure created on Eli Manning, which just hurts the entire offense as a whole, and also taking sacks. And I think when you look at this particular matchup, you're facing a team like if you have issues in terms of preventing sacks, this is the best game for you to recover a little bit in that department, because the Bucs have not been able to create a lot of sacks as a defense. So that's kind of where my standpoint is. I think this is going to be the first week where we're going to see the Giants offense actually work with less pressure. And I think because of that, because they're going to take on less pressure and less sacks and have less disruption, I think this could actually be the week that the Giants' passing offense goes off in a major way. And I think if they do go off in a major way, that'll clear up some of the issues the defense has had. And, it'll take some pressure off the defense. And I think overall they will get a W because of that. But I cannot deny, again, that the data favors the Bucs. And if you were to just gun to my head who I pick, I would pick the Bucs. But I do think that the Giants this week will look a lot better than they have over the previous weeks because of the issue that the Bucs have had in terms of generating pressure and also getting sacks overall over the last couple weeks. So, of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Jimmetrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.